Good afternoon. My name is Jacoby, and this is Congress Today. To begin, today we start the third term of Bruck as our Prime Minister, who just fought a very interesting election. Cleo Minister Cathach of the CSD, supported by Democratic Action League and the Canadian Paradox Party, was Bruck's original opponent, but dropped out after receiving harassing and sexist emails. With Cleo Minister's departure, Dabman of the CSD briefly held his party's nomination, before unofficially throwing his support to partymate Trenton Rendell. Along with Bruck and Mr. Rendell, Miroslav of the Parti National du Québec, Tantis of the Libertarian Party, and Gabriel Savouras of Chaos rounded out the candidates. The final results were Bruck with 367 votes, Trenton Rendell with 114, Miroslav with 80, Tantis with 53, and Gabriel Savouras with 21. Now, to recap the previous program of Congress Today. Since the last episode, a new speaker has been chosen. Unthak of the Canadian Empire Party was a late entrant into the race, but with the backing of the Coalition for Change allowed the other three CSD candidates to split the opposition vote. One of the new speaker's first actions was to bring forward the anti-corruption bill, which has passed Congress 10 votes to 9. Bruck has indicated he will not veto the legislation. Tax votes are also winding their way through Congress, with 3% reductions in the manufacturing industry's VAT and a 1% reduction in income tax. These reductions have, from the votes so far, received wide congressional support. Finally, Congress has voted and decided by a 16-2 margin to place the next Quality 5 defense system in Nova Scotia, though a majority of congressmen did not decide to vote. And now, on to Congress Today. The Canadian Health Services Expansion Act, authored by myself, has passed Congress by a vote of 16-3. The Act allocated $2,000 on the 15th of every month to Canadian Health Services to subsidize costs of health for Canadians. The goal is that costs for 10 Wellness will fall from slightly higher than $15 to less than $12 depending on how many use the program, thus providing greater access for newer Canadian citizens. If you'd like to receive 10 Wellness for an extremely attractive price, go to the link below and apply for your healthcare today. On the topic of healthcare, the fate of a Quality 4 hospital that remains at Health Canada has been voted on once more. The hospital was originally voted on to be placed in Canada, then 2 months ago was voted to be sold to upgrade Health Canada to Quality 5. After 2 months without being sold, Congress once again reopened the debate between sale and placement, with those favouring placing the hospital in Canada winning 9 votes to 3. Where the hospital will end up in Canada is the next debate to be had. Finally today, Congress is debating on whether to censure Prime Minister Bruck for the attack on France. Proponents of the censure believe Bruck should be taken to task for allowing 9 peace nations to gain wellness for Canada's sole benefit, while many of his own cabinet were caught off guard. Opponents have pointed out that Canada needs wellness, and many of these peace nations would simply be fighting in other wars, if not against Canada. Once again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Congress Today. This is Congressman Jacoby wishing you a good day, and goodbye.